Good evening. I'm gonna walk with the puppy this evening. There's a great little sunset behind me. This is a great angle. Just doing sort of a walk and talk video because my goal is to post more on YouTube, because I think it's a good way for you guys to understand what I do a little bit better and just get to know me, right? Because you can only understand and know so much from Instagram, because it's 60-second long videos and people don't even watch them half the time. But it's taking a shit. Hold on, I gotta clean that up. And okay, the cat sorry, I just had to pick up dog poop and got distracted. But anyway, the topic for tonight, honestly, there really isn't one. There were just a couple things that were on my mind that I wanted to see if I could put into words. I've realized lately that, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about or say, and I'm better at writing things down than I am actually speaking them. I don't know why. Maybe because I actually really don't know why, but I feel like I'm better at writing, and I'm gonna start writing like blogs soon. We're actually coming out with an Adnit Performance website, so if you watch this, be on the lookout for that and shoot me a message and you can be the first one to look at it. But yeah, talking, not my strong suit. However, I have gotten a lot better at it over the past year since I've been posting on social media. So, if that's something you struggle with, is confidence and public speaking and talking, then try this out. It helps a lot, actually, because at first you think that people care a lot more than they actually do, and that they're going to judge you. Nobody really gives a shit. So that's the way I think about it. And I still get shy. Like, there's a car coming up right now. They're probably going to think I'm fucking stupid talking to my phone and walking. But it doesn't matter. That's the way you got to think about it. But we've been having a lot of good client calls, like with new guys, new people that are coming in to our ecosystem, I guess is a good way to put it. And they've all sort of been asking a pretty similar question. And they're asking, how do I know that you're going to give me the results I want? Like, which is a completely valid question, And I understand why they would ask that question. Like, I ask that to the people that I work with, like the coaches that I work with, right? And the best answer that I can come up with is, like, yeah, I can talk to them all day long. I gotta switch hands. My other one's getting tired. I can talk to them all day long about the experience that we have, specifically Johnny, with programming and coaching and working with high-level athletes and all that sort of stuff. But to the average person, that doesn't always mean so much. It's more about building trust. And obviously that's my goal here, right? But, the best answer that I can come up with is like, how can you trust yourself to get the results that you want? Because you've never done it before, clearly, right? Or else you wouldn't be asking for help, right? So why would you not want to work with somebody and get advice from somebody who has gotten these results for many people in the past, who has years and years of experience of coaching, of working with real people, of making their own transformation? You know what I mean? And the way that I always format it, is format the right word? The way that I always explain it to these people is like, I'm the looks of the business, and Johnny's like the brains behind everything. And I can only do so much, and I've put his knowledge in programming and what not into practical application in my own life. He's the reason I got my transformation. He's the reason I've done all of these things that I've done. And so that's one way, just look at me, look at our client transformations. But how can you, like I said in the prior, how can you trust yourself? There's so many conflicting opinions online. Everybody's saying different things on how to get in shape, and you need to do this and you need to do that, and you know, peptides and steroids and whatnot. And you know, that's the value that we bring, is just removing the guesswork. And that's what I try to tell everybody, right? Is that we just help you remove the guesswork. We make it simple for you at the end of the day. So I think that there's value in that. And this isn't a sales video, but I'm just talking about my thoughts. I know the lighting is kind of ass. It's dark out, but nobody's, like I said, nobody's going to watch this video anyways. So, but anyways, I don't want to bore you with that sort of stuff. You know, I'm here to just speak my mind, and I'm going to walk with the puppy, and it's getting dark soon, so I got to pick up the pace here. But, you know, one of the things that I've been thinking about is taking risks, because I've taken a lot of those in my life, and I've been taking a big one for almost the past year now with working on this business and investing money into it. And you know, the one thing that I tell these people is that, you know, we tell you what to do. All you have to do is show up, and the results will be there, right? And that's sort of a risk, right? Almost everything you do is taking a risk, right? And I mean, the thing that I always think about is fortune favors the bold. I'm not saying it's really risky working with Johnny and I, but I mean, sometimes you gotta do things outside of your comfort zone, right? That uncomfortability, that pain is where growth is going to come from. At the end of the day, you know, it helps to have somebody on your side who's rooting for you, who's been in your shoes and who's experienced what you're experiencing, and who can show you that, you know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, right? That's what everybody's going towards, is that light. And everybody looks at, you know, the things that people have, and they don't see the struggles behind them. And once you're actually experiencing those struggles, it really puts things in this perspective, like, shit, this is not as easy as I thought it was going to be. And that's kind of what begins to deviate, is that the right word? Begins to separate the winners and the losers, you know, the quitters from the people who are a doer and succeeded and got what they wanted, right? Because it's going to be hard. And if it were easy, everybody would have it, right? Everybody would do it. So that's why you got to just do hard things, right? Every single day. I talked about that in my last video. You know, don't have any 0 days, right? Every single day, do something that pushes you to be uncomfortable. That's how you're going to see growth. It's a compounding effect, right? It doesn't only work with just money. It works in every other aspect of your life as well. So I'm not too sure what the title of this video is going to be or what the point of it is going to be. You know, I'm just talking, and it's kind of like just a video journal, honestly. So who knows, maybe somebody needed to hear it. But that's why I put these thoughts out here. I have a lot of them. So it's getting dark out. I don't want this to be a low quality video more than it already is. So I'm going to log off here. But, you know, like I always say, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, you know, watch my other YouTube videos. If you want to work with me and Johnny, you want to talk to us, book in my Calendly link in the description, blah, 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 blah. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you next time.